Trump and MAGA hate the United States. They don't understand the United States of America. They don't want to be here. They should get out and go someplace that they think fits their ideals because it is not this country. Let's start with a simple. Trump and his stupid people have said he's the only president who's given his salary away. That's not true at all. George Washington turned down his salary when he was first elected president. Herbert Hoover donated his salary to charities. JFK donated his salary to charities. They don't even look at history. They don't care about history. They don't care that we've started with a democracy unlike any that the world has seen coming out of the caste system throughout Europe and most of the rest of the world. They don't understand that we, and by we I mean our forefathers, fought for democracy and the rights for all men, starting in the Revolutionary War and then continuing up until more recently. We're not a perfect country. We have a history, and that history is important, and it's important for people to understand. It's important for people to understand the progress, not to be taken down every day by Trump and Hegseth and the others. Let's talk about Hegseth. He refuses to let, I think they're lucky, people with beards attend his, quote, rally. What a Secretary of Defense is holding a rally is absolutely beyond my comprehension. But he would not meet with, as I said the other day, wouldn't meet with Ulysses S. Grant. He wouldn't meet with, excuse me, wouldn't meet with President Lincoln. He wouldn't meet with all sorts of other Civil War generals, and he probably wouldn't meet with most of the founding fathers because they had real long hair or imagined long hair. Meanwhile, he says that women should pass the same physical tests as men. Why doesn't he ask himself whether he would have had the courage of the major women spies in World War II, of which there are many, and which are the most noted of the people who had spy rings that helped the United States and its allies and Great Britain in World War II. Ask one of the great spies of all time was a woman named Virginia Hall, who on one leg crossed the Pyrenees. Ask Hegseth if he could have done that, if he knew about her and knew about the other women who had served so honorably throughout the wars. Maybe the female spies that George Washington had during the Revolution. Hegseth doesn't have a clue what he's talking about or what our history is. Our history had started with I don't mean started with, but we had child labor. We had women and children killed in terrible conditions, and we learned to overcome that and overcome that history and protect the needy, the weak, the disabled. So what do? They stop food for people. They're now requiring people who are otherwise disabled to have jobs and look for jobs if they're age 60. This is absurd. It's offensive. It's offensive to where this country has been and where this country is going. The Yesterday, Hegseth or Trump removed a highly decorated admiral from the head of the naval research facilities, and put in a 33-year-old Dodge staffer in his place. They are dismantling the best of the best, the people who have served this country. They're taking them away because they don't understand what they contribute or how they've done. Trump isn't looking at that for himself. He's looking at this for Putin. He's looking for all these little headlines, not so little, but they're doing it to keep the focus away from Epstein and the other terrible things that are going on. He has just fired everybody from the commission that was supposed to look after the architecture and the construction of federal buildings, including his dismantling of the White House and its history. He and Hegseth have removed the guardrails for the United States military and the legal officers who are uh, assigned, and their job was to make sure that the laws were followed throughout all the departments. He has awarded contracts to his friends Musk and his son, Little Donnie Jr. Um, he is threatening and preparing the military to go through the streets of this great country because he is so weak mentally and physically, that he didn't serve himself, so he is using these people as a substitute for his own lack of guts to serve this country. We don't put military troops in our streets. Has it been done before? Certainly it has. Troops have been in the streets during the Revolutionary War, during the Civil War. Troops have helped to protect this country in the cities in World War I and World War II. And at times there have been the use of National Guard when there have been riots that looked about destroying the cities. But we have not had cases such as we have now where ICE and Homeland Security has dragged a 67-year-old American citizen out of his car and broken his ribs in front of women and children during a Halloween parade. We haven't had people toss gas canisters at Halloweeners in Chicago. We haven't had until now ICE and Homeland Security zip tying black and brown people in Chicago simply because of the way they look. This is disgusting. It's not America. If they want to do this, go someplace. Take a time machine. Go back to the 1930s in Germany, because they'd sure be happy there, and they would understand that history. This isn't America. MAGA, go someplace where you think you're welcome, because you're not welcome here. You're not doing what's right by the history of this country and by the people of this country.